workers' compensation and liability insurance. Then in the newly organized Connecticut State Department of Health Industrial Hygiene Division in 1928, starting with the insurance company in July 1925. You remember back in those days. But in 28, our Bureau of Industrial Hygiene at Connecticut Health Department was very well supported both by the Connecticut Manufacturers Association, by the Federation of Labor, by the insurance companies, and by the industry itself, since we had a blanket occupational disease law in Connecticut. And in those early 30s, many occupational disease claims, particularly for such things as silicosis, were being presented where men were being thrown out of work because of the economic situation. But then I went back to an insurance company in Chicago in charge of setting up a department of industrial hygiene and engineering research for some 15 years. During that time, a group of us organized the American Industrial Hygiene Association and started it on its course and at a Cleveland meeting in 1939. I being the first president-elect of the association with the presidency of the 1940-41 year, at which time we had about 300 members. For some 15 years with the insurance company, I was in all sorts of industrial hygiene situations, having written about the insurance company participation in industrial hygiene in the Cummings lecture, which I presented at the Los Angeles meeting in 1953, discussing activities from that point of view. In that year, I joined the University of Michigan and started up the first full-time industrial hygiene program there. We feel that we developed quite a substantial program in industrial hygiene over the 17 years that I was at the university, retiring in 1970. In that year, the faculty and graduate students set up what was known as the Warren A. Cook Fund and Award, with the fund being used for scholarship and loan purposes to students, with an annual award for the outstanding student in industrial hygiene that I've been privileged to go up to and make a presentation all of these years. I was mentioning to a couple of my lady friends and among your students that in the last 8 years that the award has been given, 2 of the awardees have been young women in the field. Then in 1970 I planned to retire completely, but it was suggested that I might be an adjunct professor of industrial hygiene, industrial health at the School of Public Health, and have been interested in being in communication with a number of activities, giving a lecture to now and then, being interested in seminars and in some of the Ph.D. and master's theses along the line, and being drawn into some consultation, though I don't solicit any and turn down some. But perhaps one of my most interesting activities has been through one of our graduate students who is corporate director for Borden Incorporated in Columbus. We think of Borden as being a milk products and food industry, but they have a very big chemical industry also with many industrial hygiene problems. And early this month I was at Harvard University with the Harvard University group in connection with a very big research being done by them in connection with polyvinyl chloride heat sealing, hot wire sealing of polyvinyl chloride film and heat sealing of packages in the supermarkets, where about a $600,000 research is just being completed there. So I do find that my activity keeps me interested and alive, though I am careful not to let it interfere with, hopefully, if the weather permits, about 5 9-hole rounds of golf a week.